Oh, look at this. So have you guys seen that blue sky?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
all of these,
I've heard
all
about
these
it, yeah.
leftists.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Parlor. It's gonna be like Truth. We've got our own place. Okay.
Well, there's people going over there and they get banned after like one post. So this guy,
Oh, do you have the thing where Blue Sky says they've been like their reporting systems crashed?
I'm gonna pull it up.
I love it.
This guy got banned after one post.
That's good.
He posted this, and then he got banned. But I'm going to pull that post up right now. I find it funny that they go over there, and now their moderation is through the roof. 40,000 content flaggings in one day.
Wow.
And they're like, we've received in context 300,000 all year. And now we're getting all these in one day. This is where all Hollywood's
all these crazy leftists are over there screaming and squawking. Hey guys, I got to tune out. Thank you for having me, Flash.
Oh yeah, for sure. I know it's probably way past your bedtime.
It's true.
But yeah, everyone check out Mike's comic. Mike has great books. Nexus, Private American, both are fantastic.
And
so
right now,
no
Sherlock Holmes and Captain Nemo team up to save the world. You're going to love it. If you like Sherlock Holmes, you're going to love this because it's true to the canon. There's not a wasted word or a picture anywhere in the book, and it's a long book. You'll love it. You'll read it again, and you'll tell your friends about it.
Nice.
I got it linked. I'll leave it pinned up there for you, Mike. So
thank you, sir.
All right, well, thanks
for coming on, Mike.
My
See you,
pleasure.
Michael.
Yeah, here is that post. Yeah, I got that. We were talking about this before the stream started.
Oh, this is so damn funny.
In the past 24 hours, we have received more than 42,000 reports, an all-time high for one day. We're receiving about 3,000 reports an hour. To put that into context, in all of 2023, we received 360,000 reports. So they go over there and they start reporting each other over and over again.
The left eating each other alive. Like, I mean, who's surprised by this? I mean, I was predicting, and I'm sure the rest of you guys knew that they were going to do this massive exodus. And what did they do? They went to this blue sky, and they went to a few other places too. So they can't even all agree on one place to go to.
Blue sky, and then there's threads.
Threads.
Yeah.
But then they also need to fulfill their other mandate that they promised if Trump got elected, and that's to leave
get the out of here.
They won't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
Well,
I love how Tom Hanks presented it that he was leaving, but he's really just going to his vacation home that he always goes to every winter. Did you guys see that story?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
He made this long video like he was leaving the country because of Trump when really it was it was really just him going to his typical thing in the wintertime. Yeah. He's got
all these people
house
saying
in
that
Italy or something like that.
All of those people saying that they're going to leave are all going to come back, just like Disney did recently.
The thing is, most of them, I made a comment about this. It shows their ignorance of how easy it is to immigrate actually to somewhere else. You don't just get to show up and say, "Hey, I want to live here now." No. Hello, fellow leftist. Like, yes, I am a, I translate Sanskrit and haikus. Please give me citizenship. You can't just show up in most countries. Well, okay, the countries you'd actually want to live in. You can't just show up there and say, "Give me a work permit," and then let me get permanent residency. It doesn't work that way. And I think that just underscores how ignorant they are of the world, that you can't just show up to like Australia. They don't just let you in like that. Europe doesn't just let you in like that on a permanent basis. So
I think the countries where they have allowed this stuff, what have they had? The same problems we're having here.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying in general, like, oh, I'm going to move to like wherever. I'm like, when do you understand their immigration process? And I'm like, it's not like you you can't just get off the plane there and go, "No hable," and they like, "Oh, well, here you go."
Yeah, that's only here.
We're
everywhere
people
else,
to do that.
You got to have money, and
you have to have money. Yeah, you got to show you can work.
You have to
need
be
sponsorship
net,
at times.
You have to be a net positive for their country.
Many of them not speaking fluency in that language is it's a negative.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of rules.
Yeah, everybody has tight immigration policies, but us. Everyone can come here and just walk right in. We'll give you $3,000 cell phone, all kinds
house
of
to
shit.
live.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I cannot wait for this new Border Czar to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that guy's been putting out some banger interviews.
What if did we just lose? Or are we just only down to 4 now?
It's just 4 of us
Michael,
now.
yeah, just 4.
Okay.
Michael left.
It's gonna be a small panel tonight.
And
I guess
Demion.
so.
Demion quit.
Yeah, and Demion left already, but yeah, we
Yeah.
lost Michael. I guess I didn't realize we were down to 4.
Yeah, let me pull up. I got these memes.
You guys are
that
if you're going to be talking about video games then, because I don't know shit.
I only got a couple things, and they're not in depth. So you'll be all right, Tom. You'll be able to hang. You can laugh at low sales. We do it all the time with Hollywood.
It's true.
So
Yeah.
people have been triggered at this Border Czar because he's like, what do you say about separating families? And he's like, we can just separate them together.
Yeah.
Let's deport
Yeah.
them out together.
We don't need.
Well, he
to
says,
separate them.
was that the one that was saying like even in a domestic situation?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, if you get a DUI and your kid's in the car, guess what? You're separated. If you think separating families is bad, wait till you read about prison and how we have millions of people separated from their families. Like it happens all the time.
Yeah, here it is. Check this out. This is one
Everybody's
of my
talking
favorite.
AOC. It's the best.
It's one of my favorite.
I love
memes.
his appointments. I love who he's appointed.
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
Good together. So good.
Is there a way to carry out mass
That's perfect.
Yep.
Yes.
I have a longer one too.
I saw a clip of him talking about the fact that they're coming into the country illegally makes them a criminal. They keep talking about how they're not criminal illegal immigrants, and it's like, well, no, okay, I understand what you're saying.
you're right.
They're not
Technically, they all are. Yeah.
they're not like a murderer. They're not doing any of this other stuff, but they're in the country illegally, which makes them, by definition, a criminal.
Yeah, I remember when you used to be able to walk into certain areas and just scream "La migra," and a bunch of motherfuckers would just scramble.
Mm.
Yes.
There's this
That
guy.
was a thing. That was a
There's
thing
this-
at one point.
There's this comedian. His content has probably been removed by now,
No.
because of new YouTube. But there used to be this troll. His name was the Amazing Racist, and he used to go around, and he went to some. I'm guessing he was probably out in California, and he went and picked up a bunch of illegal immigrants.
Do you get out wearing
And
an
he's
ice shirt?
Yeah, he's like, "Come on, I want you to build my deck for me." And then he drove to to the immigration police.
Awesome.
He drove right to the police station and was like, "Oh, got him right here!" And started honking the horn and shit. And they all scrambled off the truck and ran. Yeah, that's his name, Ari Schaefer. Yeah, that's him.
Oh.
Yeah, the Amazing Racist. And boy, was he racist. That's a tame thing that he did.
I got a message to the millions of illegal aliens that Joe Biden's releasing our country in violation of federal law. You better start packing now.
Yeah, get him out of here.
We are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making.
I hear a lot of people say, the talk of a mass deportation is
I've seen that clip
racist.
before. That's horrible.
It's threatening to immigrant community. It's not threatening to the immigrant community. It should be threatening to the illegal immigrant community.
Is there a way to carry
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah.
Should be,
Well,
if
as
you're
most
here
people say.
illegally.
Yeah.
I have no problem
Well-
with people coming here legally, doing it all by the right process. I think that's great.
As
But
I'm sure
coming
you've
here
heard a
and
million
sucking off
times.
of all of our resources that are limited now, get the out of here. We don't need
As
it.
I'm
And then
sure
all
you've
these
heard of-
crimes.
Yeah, as I'm sure you've heard a million times now, especially since the Hispanic Latin vote or whatever was the highest it's ever been for Trump, is that nobody hates illegal immigrants more than legal immigrants.
Mhm.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they did it the right way.
They did it. They did it tough.
They did
to
all the
get
work, exactly.
carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
It is not an emergency.
That's such a fresh breath of air, with
Isn't
this
it?
whole not giving a attitude that a lot of these people have now, I think it's fantastic.
See a bunch of people. No, I was just gonna say, see a bunch of people saying something about build the wall. He's like, we don't need a wall, just put up a bunch of mirrors. Then they'll think everybody's trying to get out.
Are not facing a crisis.
We have a president of the United States who has created a fiction about a crisis at the border, and he has held up the United States
The single
government
lady
and
behind
its
her?
workers.
When she said that, go back and look at the lady behind her just as she says that. The lady in the red, look at her.
Oh my God, look at her eyebrows.
Eyebrows.
Jesus Christ.
Perpetually shocked.
Maybe it was just her face that I was actually.
What are those?
That
Those got to
may
be
a
drawn
man,
in.
baby.
They probably drawn eyebrows. You know, like
Did her
see those
kid
people
draw
that-
those on for her?
Yeah, it looks like a video, like an anime character with those eyebrows.
Crisis at the border, and he has held up the United States government and its workers
Anyway, yeah.
around
that
a
was a
vanity
man.
project called a wall.
To the criminal cartels in Mexico.
That's these cartels are the real
Right.
real issue.
Smuggling enough fentanyl across this country to kill 148,000 young Americans. You have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. And that's when President Trump gets back in office. He's going to designate you a terrorist organization, and he's going to wipe you off the face of the earth. You're done. You're done.
I don't know about that part.
The idea that he is trying to say that we have people that are trying to invade our country.
Get to
You know what I loved more than anything was that video of that one lady where she's like, I voted for Trump because I don't want to see this country turn into the country I came from.
yeah, but a lot of them feel that way. A lot of the people that come here from other countries, I left because of that shit, and they don't want to have this one turn into it. That's a good point right there. Absolutely, that's why he's winning over the. What was it? What did he win Hispanic men by?
He won the young vote. He won it all.
It was like 70 or 80% across the board when it come to men in general, I think. I think the only place that he didn't do as well was just women, and it was mostly white women from my memory. And
He got
please,
women.
if somebody has the actual
White women came
statistics, but-
through for Trump.
They did, but I mean that was like
Black
his,
women.
his low. Yeah, it was his low.
Black
Was it black women?
were
Was his,
overwhelmingly Democrat. And,
yeah. Other than that, like it was
black
pretty
men.
much. Yeah.
Black men were still too, but that went down. So it dropped down. He actually increased his vote with like black men.
Yeah, because remember, what's his face came out on CNN and called all black men racist and have a misogyny problem. What's his face? Al Sharpton. Yeah.
Commit mass crime is a crisis of his own making.
I specialize in transnational criminal organizations. Yeah. That wall ain't gonna stop them.
The only thing she said that was true in that statement was trans.
Yeah. She didn't actually ever do anything. It's not like she was ever in court.
If she
doing
cuts
those
out the
things.
rest, then she's being correct. If she's trans organizations, yes, you specialize in that. That's accurate.
No, she was expert in keeping men stuck in prison long enough it could be used as forest fighting crews.
The thing is, like, the thing that I don't understand is like the women out there that are saying things like, "Oh, we're going to get our rights taken away," and all of these other bits and pieces that they keep throwing out there. What's happened over the last 4 years? Did you gain those rights back over the last 4 years that you didn't have when Trump was
that's the
originally
thing.
in office?
No, and
now
that's
that
the
Trump's
stupid
back
part
in
about it.
office, it's so dumb. It is so ridiculous.
Not to get too deep into it, but there's a great video out there where they're like asking, is there any state in this country where it's illegal to get, treatment if a doctor says you need it, treatment replaced with that other word, because I don't want to get stream in too much trouble, but like, and the guy's like, no, that's not true. And it's like, because Trump, all he did was turn over the power to the states. If anything, he made it easier for you to go to certain places where it is more acceptable, like California, New York. And if you decide you want to live in middle America where it's not so acceptable, then that's the way it works now.
But Tom, what about the hose? Thinking about the hose.
The hoe vote.
Well, this is the other stupid thing, and that's what I said before too, is because I was always somebody who was pretty much pro-choice until I became a single father. And then I'm like, men need more rights. And on top of it all, they convinced me that they're using that treatment for birth control. And the
You see
moment
these
they
women-
lost that argument, then it's all
I
over.
had 21 abortions.
Yeah,
Like, you
and
need to buy
proud
That's
of
not
box of
attractive to a
condoms.
man. I'm sorry. That's not wifey material.
You need to buy a box of condoms.
I saw a
21
video of a lady.
abortions.
I saw a video of a lady saying that if Kamala gets elected, she's going to have 20 abortions or something. Like
There was
that's her goal.
Yeah. There was some psychologist who came out and said that at a psychological level, like there's a thing with men where even men who say that they're for that, they're full of shit.
Yeah.
Because that means we cannot bond with a woman knowing that they could do that to a child.
The funny
Like
thing
on a-
is, though, Sean, is that the hoes aren't shaving their heads. They're still.
Well,
'cause they
some
don't
of
give
them
a
are.
fuck. No,
You know, and
but
I'll-
like the only ones that are shaving their heads are these huge, like ugly. No one wants to. People that want to, have an abortion, but they need to get pregnant before they can have an abortion. They're just hoping.
It was like Rachel Zegler going around like, I can't live in a country where my daughter can't
We're gonna
have
talk
one. And it's
about
like,
her.
what daughter?
Yeah.
Well, I saw her do that. I'm like,
Yes,
I
my
didn't know she
daughter.
was a single
I
mom.
want my daughter to enjoy the right of getting raw dogged.
It's like,
She's
by
never
the
gonna have
time you
it.
have a daughter, it's
That's
like, if you
the
would have a
America I
daughter
love.
tomorrow, Trump would not be president by the time your kid's old enough to get pregnant.
Right.
Like, even in a worst case scenario.